Hey, what's up? This is Amazin.reacts reacting to a brand new video on my channel. Today's video is titled Crimson Desert Final Review. So this is an IGN review for the game Crimson Desert. I heard a lot about it. I've been seeing like little bits and pieces of gameplay. I haven't really checked it out. But I was thinking about what game should I play next, and I wanted to see if this like fit the criteria of something that I would like. So let's see what IGN has to say.
I hope you live up to the
What's
legends.
his name?
Crimson
Matthias?
Desert feels like it was designed in a lab by someone who wanted to combine elements of all their favorite big budget open world games into the ultimate video game.
Sound
It's
good
got
to
the
me.
adventuring of The Witcher 3, the slow horseback conversations of
Never
Red
played
Dead
it.
Redemption 2, the open-ended puzzle solving of Tears of the Kingdom, and the do-whatever-you-want dynamic world of something like Skyrim or Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh,
And while
so
it's
sort of
genuinely
like where
impressive
wins
that
meet.
developer Pearl Abyss even attempts to smash all these things I love into a single package, the result ends up being a jack of all trades, but a master of none. The exploration and combat fall far short of the best open world adventure games. The dialogue, characters, and story are laughably bad. The
Dang,
puzzles
so
are
they didn't like it
unintuitive
at
and
all.
janky, and the reactivity of the world around you is underwhelming. But despite all
Wait,
the
is it?
frustrations I've faced across
Wait,
the
matter of fact, if they don't
130
like it like
hours
that,
it
it
took me
probably is
to complete
IGN.
the main story and do a good chunk of the side content, there were still many moments where I was left stunned by the sheer magnitude of the uneven world that's been created here.
Okay. They said uneven. Like, even them backhanded compliments. Let's see. As far as visually, it looked good.
In its best moments, Crimson Desert has you wandering around arm wrestling, fishing, gambling, completing side quests, and just getting lost in an absolutely gorgeous open world
It do
where
look
it
like
feels
medieval
like
where
anything is
winds meet.
possible. One moment I was playing a mini settlement builder, managing resources and sending my allies out to earn loot and resources on my behalf, and the next I was hunting wild animals and grilling them into a pile of meat to prepare for a big battle. But there were an equal number of occasions
It
where
looks
I
like
was
you can do a lot of
absolutely
different things
dumbfounded by annoying choices.
and have
Like how
a lot of
combat
different
counters
skills as
almost
far as
always
like
go on way too long, or
just
how
making it
controls
more
just
open
don't
world
work
and
consistently,
giving you
so
stuff
you'll
to
never
do.
know if tapping X while in the air will cause you to double jump like you intended, or glide to the ground missing the platform you were aiming for. Many of these issues get far worse the longer you play, as later on, the size of enemy groups goes to ridiculous Dynasty Warriors levels, and some of the mechanics they add later, like mounting flying.
Yeah, you would think after a while, once you get used to it, it becomes easier or to get comfortable. But if it get worse, then it must be like a
Beasts
glitch or
just
something.
hilariously don't work as you tumble off the side hopelessly.
Low-key,
The
didn't
world
this have like a
itself is
jetpack or something? I
definitely
saw
one of
that
the
too.
most
Or
impressive aspects of
that might have been
Crimson
somebody
Desert,
just
as you
trolling
can see people
a fake
walking
video.
around town and actually living out their days in real time. For example, if you send a caravan of followers to go build something, you could drop by during work hours to see them toiling away before heading back to bunk at night. In another instance, you might
Oh,
see a bounty posted for a known pickpocket, then find them one day practicing their trade in a completely different town, and can then choose to bring them to justice or let it slide. Traveling around the massive regions,
Nah, we bringing it to
hunting for
justice
loot,
over here if I was
solving
playing.
puzzles, and liberating areas can make for some seriously good times.
I hate
Especially if you're like me and try to do things it feels like you aren't supposed to do, like wandering far off the beaten path before you've even explored the starting area.
I'm definitely
It's
doing
a
it.
kind of freedom that only games this absurdly large can pull off, and makes for some really memorable moments.
To be honest, this really don't seem that bad. I don't see why they. I wonder when they're gonna get to the part that they really hate. I guess the jumping and stuff, but I feel like once you get used to mechanics, that shouldn't be a problem anymore. Storm and a teacup.
While the world you'll explore is full of fun stuff to do, the stories you'll find in it are consistently bad. From the moment you're introduced to the first of its 3 playable characters,
They probably
Cliff,
just generic.
a Viking-coded warrior who is on a low-stakes revenge quest against another group of barbarians, there's very little to become invested in, and it only gets worse from there.
Dang, but if the main storyline ain't that good, now I can see side quests not being
Story is
good. That's
aimless,
all right.
the characters are forgettable across the board, the dialogue is often pretty hard to listen to, and there's an entire multi-chapter arc in the main quest line that's centered on a character who dies off screen before the story even begins. They continually try to make you care about this person through multiple funeral scenes, separated by hours and hours of game time.
Nah,
It's
man,
odd
RIP.
because with long sequences of talking to your companions and a lot of time spent watching cutscenes as part of the main story, it does seem like Pearl Abyss wanted people to care
Oh,
about this stuff,
man.
but almost none of it is really worth paying attention to, and much of it is actively cringeworthy.
And you had it.
Dang, they did not like it at all.
Eat it.
That said, there were also a lot of
Crimson
cutscenes
Desert
with
must have
cool
sent in a check.
anime-style fights, and those are pretty sick.
Yeah, but this a cutscene now. Ain't? Yeah, it's a cutscene.
Crimson Desert's world is also hindered
Yeah, let me see the
at
boss
almost
fight.
every turn by jankiness and puzzling design choices. Some of the biggest misses are the boss fights, which have roughly taken
Ah,
out
the
of
boss
the
fights
fairly
ain't good
casual
then.
action game combat that
Throw
surrounds
the whole
them
game
and
away.
drops you into straight-up Souls-like fights against multi-phase enemies that feel extremely out of sync with the rest of the adventure. In one of the earliest examples, you carve your way through scores of bandits with ease before concluding with a super long 3-phase boss fight that includes some segments where you're just mercilessly swarmed by the bad guy while you have to dash around destroying totems. The only reasonable way to get through it is to have a ton of healing items on hand to eat by the fistful as you whittle down the enemy's
I would have
health
died
bar.
instantly because I don't never use like items and stuff until I just like seriously keep losing.
I
Then
love
I use them.
Souls-likes and consider myself a tryhard who enjoys mastering perfect parry mechanics, and even with my background,
Yeah, let me
I
see the
found the
parry.
vast majority of these boss
Oh, like
fights
he
to be
stopped it, didn't
unfun, poorly balanced, and downright annoying. It's kind of wild how out of place they feel, and they are common enough to regularly hurt the pacing. It's worth noting that Pearl Abyss has already put out a patch that nerfed at least one of these encounters, and I suspect more will follow. I'm not sure patches alone will be able to make these numerous, sluggish fights feel all that good, but it's at least a start that they seem to be aware of the issue. Part of the reason I doubt boss fights will be fully salvageable is because combat is pretty uneven in general. A big part of that
They
is
might get
how
another
Crimson
patch.
Desert simply never knows when to end a fight. Most begin with a dozen or more enemies surrounding you, and then
See,
dozens
I
more
feel
showing up
like
as you
enemies
take
like
down the
this
first
would get
wave,
on my nerves if they
dragging
keep
things out
popping
for
out.
minutes on end. This is fine when you're taking on some major quest, but when you're just trying to cross a bridge and are expected to stop and fight 20 samey guards first,
You can't
it
just
really
run
eats up
past
your
them.
time. Even worse are the war scenarios that arrive in the middle of the later stages of the adventure, when you're asked to do ridiculous things like plant a flag in the ground while surrounded by dozens and dozens of enemies, completely unable to defend yourself while you slowly move a giant banner across the battlefield. It's especially annoying that, although you can level
Oh,
up your
they
weapons
using
or
the
armor to make
mid-lady
all this
move.
combat easier, you're constantly outnumbered by loads of dudes who can
That's a
take
wing
you out
stand.
with a few lucky shots. As
Yeah.
you can imagine, starting an already too long fight over again feels especially bad.
Dang. Go easy on them,
Beyond
IGN.
combat, there's tons of stuff Crimson Desert
Maybe they're a new
tries
studio.
that just
Made
doesn't
this
work at
game.
all.
Comment in
From
the below.
extremely ill-advised stealth sections, which are exactly as bad as you're imagining, to
Oh,
puzzles that often
man.
feel like you're brute forcing your way through them rather than coming up with the
But I will say after Sekiro, I have a much more appreciative, view on stealth in games. Cause it ain't too bad though. I like it.
creative solution. In one section, I had to climb to a higher area to solve a puzzle, but couldn't reach that high due to stamina limitations. After searching for the
Nah, that would have
correct
pissed me
way to
off.
climb up to the next floor, I ended up just cheesing my way up by finding a ledge that let me take a breather in a way that seemed very much unintentional. When I got to the top and solved the puzzle, it felt like I'd done something wrong, but apparently that's just what you're supposed to do to get through that section. In trying so many things, this adventure often feels like it's bitten off more than it can chew, resulting
Yeah.
in pockets of gameplay
They probably tried to be like where winds meet, but they just had to stuff it full of content and stuff.
like this that can feel very underdeveloped.
He
Yeah,
who breaks
that
the
was kind of generic and
chains of
stuff.
convention and seeks the truth shall witness miracles.
As you complete quests, earn loot, and level up abilities, you'll at least gain access to some pretty neat abilities that change up the way you play.
Oh, I didn't think
One
about that.
branch
Yeah,
of
what
each
else
playable
ability?
character's skill tree is dedicated to flying or gliding around to improve your mobility, while another unlocks new combat tricks, like the ability to bash enemies with your shield or drop kick foes and send them flying about 50 feet. Many of these unlockables are really interesting, like one that lets you grapple yourself across long distances and scale sheer walls in the blink of an eye.
Oh, it
The
turned
other
into
half of them were
Spider-Man.
things I never really had any interest in buying, like basically all of the archery skills, which didn't feel good no matter how much I invested in them. There are also a huge
I've
number
never
of
played
combat
archery in
abilities
any
that seem
game.
like they're
I might
almost
need to try
clones
that
of
out.
one another, which
I
would
might do it
require
in
me to
Elden Ring.
memorize a whole new button
Well,
combination
I
to
did
use them
archery in
that I'd
Nightroom.
surely never remember. Part of this has to do with the control mapping, which is completely insane by default, and requires you to
Do it got
remember
a whole
various
bunch of
multi-step
points on there
button
that you gotta go
combinations
to?
to access abilities that you have to use all the time. It took me hours to remember that clicking the left thumbstick makes you crouch, holding down the left thumbstick brings out one of your special gadgets you'll use frequently, and sprinting is, in fact, not on the left thumbstick at all, but instead asks you to tap the A button repeatedly to go faster than a run, which seems crazy to me. I mean, what is this, Grand Theft Auto? There are a whole bunch of little mapping things like this that took me at least a dozen hours to get used to, and which I still occasionally fumble since so many abilities make use of the same buttons and require multiple inputs in a specific order to do the things you want. One of the more amusing ones comes when you get a
I ain't
dragon
gonna lie,
mount
this.
much later
Oh
on.
yeah, that's what I
But
want.
trying
That
to summon
I'm
it
trying
is
to be
an
Khaleesi.
absolutely huge pain in the neck every single time. You have to press a button to mount it at just the right time, but it's super finicky, and most
Nah,
of the time you just tumble off the side and go plummeting to the
I
ground.
need him to be already
Truly
knowing what I'm on
infuriating stuff.
and just reach down and let me jump on top paw. Glosses and glitches.
One thing
Please
that
give
never
us some good
stops being
glosses.
incredibly impressive, however, is how good Crimson Desert looks and performs.
I already
I
said.
played
Oh, it
exclusively
said
on my
perform.
high-end PC. We weren't sent console codes ahead of launch, so I expect it
Oh,
to
you talking
look
about how
glorious
it
there.
perform
But
on
it
the
runs quite nicely
console.
across all the setups our team has tested as well, even lower-end ones. For an open-world game of this scale, it's simply wild how consistently it holds frames and looks beautiful doing it. That said, it tends to be another one of those games that looks better from afar. Environments and the massive number of enemies on screen are stunning to behold, but then you'll get into a cutscene to talk to someone, and their face will be a bit janky with the lip syncing that's way off.
Oh, I hate that. Well, I don't know. It depends.
Well, does it? Does he?
Still,
That didn't
even
look
when its
off.
frustrating design choices made me want to rage quit, it was hard to stay mad for long when I got back to running around the massive map and just taking in the wildly good-looking views. But just because its performance and graphics are awesome, doesn't mean Crimson Desert is free from bugs and technical issues.
Oh, I
And the
mean,
ones you sometimes get with open-world games of this size are exactly as bad as I feared here. I ran into all sorts of
I
problems.
wonder what's that little
From
symbol.
hard
It's like it's
crashes
loading up
to
something.
companions I was supposed to follow getting stuck in the environment until I reloaded. The worst bug came late in the main story when a vital quest step didn't register as I completed it, locking me out of progression entirely unless I reloaded a save file from 7 hours earlier. I was able to proceed.
Yeah,
by
but I
copying
mean
the
that's
code of their
glitch.
save
Them
file,
glitches
which
issues
was
that they
roughly
can
at the
fix
same
in a
part of the
patch.
story as me, and soldiering
Which,
on
but
that
I mean,
mode
it should be
instead.
fixed
If
now.
I hadn't, I would have likely thrown in the towel right then and there. Getting set back
I, I guess when he talking about the performance, he talking about when you just run around fighting people. Because he said the boss performance was horrible. I don't know.
so far by a bug like that one is devastating. And
Maybe I need to
although it
watch
wasn't
the
the only
actual
person to
somebody
hit this
who
bug,
uploaded
to its
the actual
credit,
boss
Pearl
fight.
Abyss says it has patched out that particular issue already, though it doesn't seem to be the only one like it. For example, after finally completing the last main story quest, I'll avoid any spoilers, I went to do
Please
an
do.
epilogue quest where you stop by to chat with all the friends you made along the way, only for some of them to simply not be there initially. They did eventually show up a while later, but it meant I
They had
didn't
to
even
walk.
get
This
the
is the
proper
real world. They
send-off I
probably
was
was
supposed
working.
to
They got a
after
9 to 5 in this
130
world.
hours of playing. Though there's no
NPCs
real
just can't be
endgame to
chilling.
speak of after that sequence anyway.
This is what we fought for, is it not? Days such as these.
Developer Pearl Abyss is doing its best to address issues as they arise.
I need a bigger sword
It's
though.
also done things like add extra fast travel points compared to the review build, and even finally added a storage container that was insane to not have been there at launch. So the version available today already has a
See,
few
that's
less
another thing too.
frustrations across
That's
the
might
board.
have that
With a
might be
game
what
this
they
big,
wanted.
it's
They
hard
was
to
just
imagine
rushing
that
it.
they'll be able to squash all these problems anytime soon.
Verdict. Let's see what y'all give it.
Crimson Desert is an extremely ambitious, open-world adventure, and that ambition is what makes it both incredibly cool and gobsmackingly infuriating in almost equal measure.
I need to see
I
the
had
other
some memorable
armors too.
times exploring this gorgeous world, discovering weird mini-games and killing bandits along the way. but those memories were also
Yeah, like
marked
I
by
need a
moments
full
I'd
set of
rather
armor like he got
forget.
on in this
Like
green
the
right here.
tedious combat encounters,
That's how high
uninterpreted
titles.
puzzles, awful story, and substantial bugs. There's lots
Jeez.
to love about this quirky kitchen sink design, and I admire that it's managed to pack a metric ton of unique mechanics and interesting areas into one package. But it takes work to dig your way through the thick layer of gunk that covers it all. And the mostly
And that's
competent
what I
action
hate.
adventure game that's buried beneath is only sometimes worth that effort.
It said it's okay. Dang, just okay. I don't know. No, normally when they get to talking like this, that it's the video is over. They already gave their score. All they probably gonna do is just bash it some more. But man, this was rough. So basically, they saying the game ain't worth buying, or at least worth playing. I don't know. It looked good, so maybe if I have some free time or something like that, I might just play it. Just I don't know, off stream or something like that. But golly, a 6. It said it was okay. I mean, it looked good. The boss fight, maybe I need to watch someone fight at least one boss and stuff like that to see how the mechanics work. I feel like some of the stuff they said about the mechanics, once you play a game long enough, man, them mechanics become like second nature. You start figuring it out. But I don't know if the mechanics was because of a bug. Like in one part, he did say like he felt like when he solved the puzzle, it wasn't because he was intending to solve it. It was just he found like a little glitch or something that actually helped him solve it. And I hate stuff like that because sometimes I've been in games where you're trying to solve something and then it don't load up or something like that, or you beat enemy and you don't get the weapon that you're supposed to get that's like supposed to drop. It's like a lot of times I hate when stuff like that happens, and it kind of ruined the experience for me. But normally after a game first launches, if you let them, you wait till they get all the patches, then uh that fixes a lot of problems. So I don't have to deal with it as often. But man, this is rough. IGN went in on him. So I don't know. I have to see what other games got out there and maybe I'll play those. But if you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.